oil and gasoline prices soaring to new heights, many are starting to rethink their approaches to transportation. Some have traded in their cars and gas-guzzling trucks for bicycles or e-bikes, and some have even opted to go old school and ride the bus. Others, however, are thinking about buying an electric vehicle, or EV for short. So stay tuned and don't go away, because we're about to tell you if owning an electric vehicle will actually save you money, plus other related info. First up, just how many people are turning to EVs? You're about to find out. According to reports, in America, nearly 1 in 5 prospective car shoppers are looking at either hybrids, plug-in hybrids, or EVs. I like to think in percentages. So in other words, 20% of the US car buying public is seriously considering buying an EV, a percentage that's sure to grow. And it's for this reason that some of the biggest names in automotive manufacturing are starting to invest in electric vehicles. Case in point, General Motors recently announced a $7 billion investment in the manufacturing of EVs. Clearly, GM seems to understand that EVs are the future of personal transportation, and other manufacturers have caught on as well. Kia now offers the Kia EV6. The Ford Motor Company is offering its prized Ford F-150 Lightning EV pickup truck. But if luxury is your thing, there's no need to worry, because we've got you covered. Check out this all-electric Mercedes-Benz EQS. It has all the style and pizzazz of the famed S-Class Mercedes and comes with a ton of horsepower and torque. For the 20% who are considering making an EV purchase, the decision of whether to buy an EV often boils down to one simple question, and that question is, will I save money? Next up, how much money can you save owning an electric car? Let's take a look. The short answer is quite a bit, but this also depends on a few things. Those who saved the most were those who did a lot of driving, at about an average of 12,000 miles per year. And when comparing an electric vehicle to a traditional gas-powered vehicle, the cost of an EV may seem a little off-putting, because they're generally on the higher side of the price range for cars. But you'll get instant savings on fuel, maintenance, and car insurance that will quickly offset the initial purchase cost. If you're looking for a way to save money on your transportation costs, an EV is the right vehicle for you. The sale price for your average EV was $60,054 in February of 2021, compared to $45,596 on average for all new gas-powered vehicles. So when compared to gas models, EVs typically sell for up to 10 and 15% more. Of course, these prices are likely to rise further. Tesla has raised its prices on all its models on more than one occasion. Recently, Tesla's Model 3, its least expensive and most popular car, jumped up by $2,000 to $47,000. But many automotive insiders are predicting that sometime between 2025 and 2030, the price gap between gas-powered cars and EV is going to narrow, and they'll be in the same price range. If and when that happens, sales of EVs are likely to skyrocket, but the savings in fuel cost alone when switching to an EV is massive. On average, EV owners save nearly $2,000 per year on fuel costs alone. Up next, how do larger EVs compare against big gas-powered vehicles? Let's find out. According to the laws of physics, the larger the vehicle, the more energy it will need to move. This is true for both gas-powered models and EVs alike. For instance, the Ford F-150 Lightning EV pickup will drain a battery faster than a small Tesla Model 3, but it will also save you more money per mile when compared to a conventional gas-powered Ford F-150, especially when struggling with high gas prices. But keep in mind that if you're planning to buy an EV, you'll have to buy a home charge. At the time of this recording, EV charges will typically cost you anywhere between $500 and $700 US. Bear in mind, however, there are more and more home chargers coming to the market every year, and as a result, prices are dropping significantly. But when it comes to home charges, the bulk of the cost comes with wiring it up. The cost would depend on the age and the construction type of your home or apartment building and your current electrical service. Now you might be thinking, well, what about public chargers? Sure, it's possible to find public chargers, but you are expected to pay at least double to use a high-speed charger at a gas station or independent charging station. So charging at home certainly has its perks. Currently, the majority of public chargers are level 2 chargers. They're kinda slow. It can take up to an hour to add 10 to 15 miles in range to a battery. However, the network of fast chargers available to EV drivers is rapidly expanding. Some of the newest EVs can add 200 miles of range in less than 20 minutes of charging. Now that is fast. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're revealing how you can save money owning an electric car. Next up, what are maintenance and repair costs like for EVs? You're about to find out. Unlike gas-powered vehicles, you'll be pleased to know that EVs don't require tune-ups, oil changes, and other types of routine maintenance common with gas-powered vehicles. During the first year that you own an EV, you'll spend on average roughly $254 in service and repairs versus $172 for a gas-powered model. But that's only for the first year. Why? Because any issues with EVs are normally found within the first year of ownership. Problems with gas-powered vehicles tend to develop later. On average, after 3 years, EV owners spent about $378 on service and repairs compared to $615 for owners of gas models. Despite saving money on maintenance and repairs, the one thing you probably won't save money on if you decide to become the proud owner of a new EV is car insurance. Insurance rates for new EV owners will vary from place to place, but EV owners typically pay a premium. Why? Because EVs tend to cost more than gas-powered cars. The second reason is that car insurance companies are behaving cautiously as they don't really have much experience with electric cars and have only collected minimal data on them. Despite higher insurance rates, you'll still see considerable savings with EV ownership when you factor in fuel cost savings and maintenance and repair savings. Up next, so what are all these EV incentives that you keep hearing about? Let's have a look. In North America, EV incentives are a beautiful thing. Buyers of EVs can expect to receive up to $7,500 in federal tax credits, depending on the type of EV they buy. In Canada, the federal government offers a tax credit of up to $5,000 to the first registered owner of an EV, hydrogen fuel cell, and even long-range hybrid vehicles. Shorter-range plug-in hybrid electric vehicles in Canada, which travel less than 50 kilometers on a single charge, are eligible for a tax incentive of up to $2,500. But back in the US, more than a dozen states offer tax incentive programs, including California, Delaware, Minnesota, and Oregon. But the fact remains, the more you drive, the more you will save on energy costs. The more gas prices continue to rise, the more you'll offset an EV's higher upfront costs. And in some states, the government tax incentives themselves caused some EVs to have higher price tags. But if you drive at least 12,000 miles a year, have a home charger, qualify for federal tax credits, experts say the savings add up very quickly when owning an EV compared to operating a gas-powered vehicle. Finally, how long do EV car batteries last? In Canada, on average, EV car batteries can last for approximately 320,000 kilometers, or 16 to 21 years if the owner drives 15,000 to 20,000 kilometers a year. Meanwhile, a gas-powered car may last just 10 to 15 years. Car experts recommend only charging batteries up to 80% or 90% instead of 100% in order to extend the life of your EV car battery. Regularly charging an EV battery to full capacity can sometimes wear out a battery sooner than expected. The starting price of a brand new gas-powered vehicle in Canada teeters between $30,000 and $40,000, and unlike in the United States, it's possible to buy a brand new electric vehicle in the same price range. So for Canadians, electric cars can be that much more appealing. Another factor to consider when buying an EV is the car's resale value. EVs tend to decrease in value by more than 60% within the first 3 years of ownership. This is significantly higher than gas-powered vehicles, which tend to drop in value by 40 to 50% over 30 years. However, experts predict that EVs will retain more value over time as their technology advances and improves. Another thing to keep in mind is that EVs are more efficient in urban environments because EV engines are better at converting energy to movement, especially from a standing start. And unlike the United States, EV owners in Canada save 10% on their car insurance costs. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.